government in Kashmir was formed by people, one region of the people, and it was actually an offshoot of a popular struggle against very authoritarian rule in Kashmir at that time. And this government was announced on 4th of October 1947, just 2 months after India and Pakistan were granted independence by British. And on 24th of October, the government was properly established. And this is one of the few days in Kashmiri history which I think we can celebrate. Most of history, like any other part of the world which is not free, is marked by a lot of suffering. But there are some days we can celebrate, and this is one of those days. And it's very relevant to British Kashmiris in Manchester, obviously it's being celebrated in other towns as well. And we are really thankful to Manchester City Council and for providing this space, and Mr. Mayor for hosting this event. And we have a few kind of, I can say, speakers here today who will briefly tell us what they think, what are their views, and what we are very fortunate today that we have somebody from Kashmir Valley who lived through what is happening there since 1990. He was born in 1990, and while young people there resisting through various means, he has chosen a very innovative and in the local context very innovative but worldwide very popular weapon of resistance, and that is music. He does hip-hop, and I think I will invite him first to briefly tell us what he has seen, what is happening there, and then we can. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Roshan Elai. Mr. Roshan Elai is also known as MC Cash.
MC Cash, over to you.
Thank you very much. See, as a Kashmiri, there's not much to celebrate back home. Within 105, 106 days of curfew right now, so for the past 26 years, every day has been a sort of mourning for us. And I don't know, to celebrate, it's not something that I'm used to. Even in Kashmir, and recently, the last Eid, we weren't allowed to celebrate Eid because they placed a curfew on Eid. They didn't even allow us to offer namaz as one of the first. That's how we celebrate Eid. So India imposed strict curfew on civilian movement and on our masjids, our mosques. So the biggest of mosques in Kashmir were under clampdown. So it's different for me to be here in the first place, to be outside of Kashmir. In Europe, I've been in Sweden, I've been here, and now I'm here. And really, it's different for me to see the people here. They want to celebrate because it's important to celebrate certain things in life. And to have a flag, to have a day to celebrate, it's important because that's how we build as a community, as a society. Together we celebrate something. And what I would really like to say is that we have to keep in our hearts and our minds the people of Kashmir who children as young as him have been, where children as young as him have been shot at. Like people as young as these girls, they have been blinded. Women, children, men, old men, it doesn't matter. In the past 105 days, in the past 26 years, people have been ruthlessly killed. I mean, we all know that. I have bore witness to that. Many of us have done that, but it's important to celebrate so that our children, our future, remembers that we have lost so much, but we as a community were so resilient that we still find it in our hearts to celebrate. So it's important that we celebrate Kashmir, its history, its people, and struggle. So maybe I'll talk more later, but right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now,
Yeah, I'm just going to pick up on what you spoke about then, really. And it's, a lot of people don't realise what people are going back anywhere in the world unless they come from that. And I thought it was really interesting that when you say about the fact that we're celebrating this, I think that's one thing that Manchester, especially in this country, is something to be very proud of. And if it's something, Kashmir Day, whether it's, you know, we're recognising our cultures, our different beliefs, our different religions, the people who represent Manchester, the people who live in Manchester, and that's across, you know, it's a wide angle, really. But I think what's important is the fact that we do recognise, we do honour and we do respect our communities. And I think that's why it's important to have this. And I know celebrate is probably not the right word, that coming from what you're saying then, it's also recognising, it's having that understanding. And again, there's one thing I've said right from day one is about respecting our communities. And I think that's the important bit about what this is. It is flying the flag. It's standing together, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder with our communities. And that's what I'm really passionate about. And I know that that's the same with the councillors, and that's the same for Manchester City Council as a whole. So it's very humbling to hear those words. And also one thing I do as Lord Mayor is I'm learning so much about our communities. I mean, I'm from Cumsall. I know we've got a massive population over in Cheetham Hill and across Manchester. And it is, for me, it's very, very humbling to listen to those words. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And I think it's great that you're sort of flying the flag there as well and feeling, you know, proud of where you come from. And that's what you've got to remember as well.
thank you very much.
The day the flag ceremony with the mayor, the group of
And are there any more people coming or
The children, I mean, this is not celebration. This is we're showing our really sympathy with them and also solidarity with the Kashmiri community by raising flags, British flag there as well, and acknowledging this. Look, all over the Britain, people are with you, and we know that we're looking forward to this day of, independence referendum there as well, like having here. And the violence, we're condemning the violence at the moment going on in the Kashmir. This week, all week almost, are attending the functions, Kashmiri community and the other communities organizing and joining us to condemning this violence going on in the Kashmir at the moment. Also, we start doing community awareness programs like Afzal Khan MEP will be here. It was a training event, a lot of people attended yesterday. And how to lobby actually through to your MPs here properly. When people do that, our people is not doing it right ways at the moment. We all come together, we all have photo shoots, all do speeches and goes away. We say, no, this is not the right way to do things. What we will do, we will upskill our activists, upskill our councillors, upskill our community, how to lobby, how to do press release, how to use social media as well. So we are, now working on this one, and every day now in awareness in the community. But we are only here to show our solidarity today, and it's a day of Kashmir's Independent Day anyway. So we should acknowledge that as well. So thank you very much for everyone attending today again. And the Lord Mayor, thank you very much for carry on. I started it when I was Lord Mayor first time here, this flag hosting ceremony. So I hope we will carry on doing this and improve this. And like young generation here, we start bringing younger people forward to make more awareness.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And are we got Councillor Dr. Nawaz here, he's from Kashmir as well, and Assistant Executive. So I was wondering if you are doing it here or moving anywhere, because I think I didn't get that right.
What we will do here at the moment, because this is a very small, I mean, I almost suggested we will just do here at the moment.
That's perfect.
I mean, it's going on in other
Yeah,
cities
that's
as well.
correct. Before Councillor Rabnwar, I would like to hear from Sabah Talib. She, I think, has something to say for this day.
Good morning, everyone. As you know, my name is Salvatore. I was born in Paris, France, and me and my family have moved here in England in 2008. I'm multilingual, fluent in English, Bahari, and French. My parents are originally from Azad Kashmir, the Pakistani administered side. Through the media, news stories, and of course my parents, I became aware of the ongoing crisis in Kashmir, which has taken us by surprise of how the Indian forces have taken over there, the part of the Azad Kashmir that they're controlling. I'm also familiar with the fact that India have not only invaded the land, but also their homes. They are committing horrifying and atrocious acts, of which violates their human rights. This includes crackdown, rapes, detentions, and killing of many civilians, mostly like women, children, and elderly people. Therefore, using this opportunity that I have today, I would like to reach out to you all, the politicians, activists that are present here, basically everyone, that are here to celebrate the Kashmir National Day, and for us to all to join hands and make a stand against the terrifying acts of human rights violations which are taking place right now, right at this very moment in Kashmir. I'm using this chance that I have to speak for those innocent Kashmiris who are probably crying right now at this very moment and who are praying non-stop, questioning as to when all of this misery would end. I believe it is time their voices are heard. And lastly, we should all do everything in our capacity to ensure that they get the justice they truly deserve. After all, they are the future. If they're not paid for us when in the future, who else will be there? What if this was to happen to us also? Wouldn't you want someone to reach out to you, to lend a hand? Ultimately, we are all humans. If we don't help each other, who would help us? Thank you for listening.
MashaAllah, was a good speech.
Thank you very much, Sabah. And now I'll ask Councillor Rabnwar to say a few words.
Good morning and Assalamu alaikum. First, I'd like to thank the Lord Mayor for hosting this morning. Like Naima said, my parents emigrated from Pakistan and ministers about in the early 60s, like many people from that region did during that period. And in fact, I'm probably correct in saying that the Kashmiri diaspora is probably the largest diaspora community in some countries set up here in the United Kingdom. We've clearly made Britain our home. We've making positive contributions in all aspects of life, but at the same time we can't forget our homeland, that is Kashmir, and clearly certainly what's happening there. There are many conflicts going around in the world, and like I think the people have mentioned today, it's about celebration. It's a difficult word to say considering what's been happening over the last 3 months there, but it's also an opportunity for us to highlight the human rights violations that are happening, certainly in the Indian administered Kashmir. Because all really Kashmiris want is the right to self-determination. It's a basic human right, and certainly those Kashmiris who people like myself, born and bred here, we live in the United Kingdom, we live in a free democratic society, we think it's a basic human right. And I think it's our role to make sure that people like yourself, people in authority, know about what's happening there. It's a conflict that's been forgotten because what's happening elsewhere in the world, in the Middle East and other parts of the world. But the two nations involved are both nuclear nations. It's a flashpoint. And clearly we do not want, there's already been wars between them, and clearly we don't want to see another war because that would have massive ramifications for the whole world, not just for that region. I think it's important that young people here, we have these kind of ceremonies because the young people need to know about what's happening in Kashmir, because they're our future, and it's a cause that won't go away because, as we say, it's a basic human right we're after. It is about territory, but really it's about a basic right of self-determination. So thank you for hosting us, thank you for continuing what Councillor Naim started a few years ago, because it is important, and I'm sure eventually like all struggles, this struggle will be a positive one, and we will gain victory.
Councillor Nasreen just joined us, so I think we give her a chance to say a few words as well. Just a few words.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's great to see this event developing. From when we first started, there's a few people who turned up to the first thing that when named as Lord Mayor, and it's great to see our youngsters getting involved, because this is not, as Reverend Martin said, a struggle from one generation. It's an onward-going thing, and the thing is, we can't lose sight of the tragedies that are happening, and it's affecting every family, young, old. And that's what we've got to concentrate. It's human lives that are at risk here. It's not just land and power and ego. It is the human loss that we are suffering. And it's not just for anybody of the Kashmiri diaspora. It's a tragedy for all of humankind. So I think that's what we've got to focus on, and that's what we've got to highlight and say. The tragedies that are happening, it's devastating for everybody.
Thank you, Councillor. I think, I suggest that now, because there are a lot of people, if people want to speak, they just raise hand and say a few words if you want. That's what my suggestion is, that's okay. Chair?
Yes, opportunity, if anybody wants to say a few words, we're not stopping anybody, unless otherwise by law.
And if nobody is going to say anything else, and if people would like, we will request Roshan Alai to kind of honor us with some of his songs.
I recited a few of my songs, because hip hop is mostly rap, it's poetry. I did yesterday as well at Crossfield. But you have to understand that what I write is it's different. It's hip hop music, but it's true to hip hop music. It's true to the streets, because the streets I come from, they're very different. It's military occupation, and what you see in military occupations, tons of guns. When I talk, I get so emotional when I talk about guns, because they are so intrinsic to how I grew up. All I saw was guns. So my lyrics, my poetry is very different. They come knocking on my door every night, looking for a rebel in the eyes of my child. They blind to the innocence, murder all the residents, hiding all the evidence, rising up to prominence, scared of the dissidents. Innocence, the common sense is to brutally suppress all voices or shoot bullets to blind. Automatic weapons at hand can kill anyone, anywhere, anytime. And they're knocking on my door every night, looking for a rebel in the eyes of my child. They blind to the innocence, to their own wickedness, control the populace militarily. Let me make it clear, you can't hide, you can't run. They are everywhere, with their hands on their guns, armed convoys on highways, gaspers in the streets, spies all around, listen in your heartbeats. So it's when I say there are gaspers in the streets, there are armed convoys in the streets, there are spies in the streets, and it's true. The military presence of the Indian military presence in Kashmir is 700,000 strong. It's the most militarized zone in the world. They hold all kinds of powers. They can kill and they get away with that. So killers of young children, they walk free in Kashmir. The Indian state, it refuses to even punish killers in their ranks. Killers who have killed lawyers, doctors, students, children, it doesn't matter. And the fact that they go scot-free, it builds so much anger inside every Kashmiri, or inside every human being, as it should. Because murderers, they don't deserve to live in the same society as sane people. India refuses to even jail them. India even refuses to persecute them. So if you kill, you can get away with impunity. So they have impunity to kill. But Kashmiris, from where I come from, they have always resisted. They have resisted in different ways. Our struggle is mostly non-violent. We take out protest marches, which is where millions of people join in. We have songs of freedom. Our song, one of our songs, is the word, it revolves around the word called Azadi, which means freedom. And we go around, we march, chanting that song for Azadi. But there are different ways we resist as well. There are poets now, there are artists, there's a different breed of resistance growing in Kashmir, which is done through stone building. But just like in Palestine, because the oppressed, they have only a few ways to resist, and stone building has become one of those ways. It's better than taking up guns. It's not that violent, but it's, once again, it's stones versus bullets, so it's not a match, but still, that anger of seeing killers walk free, at least they, it's the least that people think that they can do, but then again, resistance. So one of my songs, it goes like, rebels in an alley, resistance in the air. We are down for the cause, we done murdered all our fears. No more pain, we are gain, it's liberty or it's death. The wretched of this earth will soon be standing like the rest. Let's sing from every corner, there's honor in defiance. My people organizing, got my rebels in alliance. The poet and the scholar, guerrilla and the farmer, contributing to the cause like the essence of a martyr. Fighting and resisting till a day will come to pass, when the last will be first and the first will be last. We are a curse for oppression, a hearse for the tyrant. The voice of resistance will never stay silent. We are stronger than before, got the jaw at our feet. Motivated till the end, ain't no stopping or retreat. There will never be submission, so there'll never be defeat. We will rise in the streets like a rebel republic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was good.
Okay. Quickly, I want to say a few words, and then thanks from Chair Argyatanda, and then me for
These the human rights violations that are going on in Baghuz and the immediate release of our Qaeda Tariq Yasmin Malik Saab, who is currently under arrest, sort of, in the hospital and is injured. So I think that's, I'll leave it to that. So basically that's our demand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As a career of today, I thank the Lord Mayor for hosting this, and also thank all the councillors and all the guests who made this turned this into a success. And I was really happy to see, and it was nice to see children as well. So I thank everybody again, and I hope just have a cup of tea and then have a chat with each other. And thank you.
So just one final thing, and I just think it's testament to yourselves, Kashmiri, and also for you being here, but also for the amount of councillors that have come here today. This is unprecedented for the amount of councillors that want to be involved and to sort of share their time and to sort of welcome you and also be part of today and to say, I know we're not celebrating, but we're honouring and respecting.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to mention that because I think that's really important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.